All right, good morning, everybody. Mike Courtney here, coming to you live. I've got Steve Parisi with me, President and CEO of IBC Global. I'm with Mass Mutual, Eastern Pennsylvania. Steve, beautiful day. We're heading into the end of the year. We're going to have a little chat today about agent training, and I know this is something that's near and dear to your heart, so glad that you're with us today.
Thanks so much, Mike. Yeah, nice day. It's coming down heavy. It's snowing over here right now.
Oh, really? We keep
Yeah,
getting that these last couple of weeks
yeah.
where I'm dry and you've got some accumulation.
Right now it looks like a blizzard. Went for a run earlier this morning. No snow, thankfully, but now it's like, all right, I didn't expect this, but whatever. It's
Tough
December.
getting out of bed for a run this weather, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, just do it. The Nike motto, just do it. Get
Good
it done
move.
with.
Good move.
Yeah, right on.
So last week or at the beginning of this week, you rolled out a new training program for agents. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? What
I
does that
would,
look like?
yeah.
Who's it going out to?
I would love to talk about that because I've been talking about it for almost 3 years, I feel like. So, yeah, that's our virtual agent training program. We've been developing it for a little under 3 years, where it is online or virtual training where anyone can log on to an account. It's a subscription basis. They can pay monthly or annually, but it provides any agents or agencies with the ability to really do what we've done as far as taking in the knowledge around whole life insurance specifically, the industry, different companies, different products. How do you leverage technology? How do you innovate like we have? Because we work almost 100% remote. And when COVID hit, we just blew up in terms of, call it, growth and activity. We had to make some adjustments to be able to handle the activity. So really what this training program does is teach agents who want to do the same thing that we're doing, how to do that, how to build a business. If someone wants to get very technical, like I am, what I started before running a business was a designer. We've got a ton of content that literally teaches people how to design policies, like how to work the illustration software with different companies, how to be creative, what to look out for in terms of not triggering a mech, how to work loans and such, and then how to present them in a simplified manner. I'm giving a lot here, so I'll slow down, but it's very comprehensive, ton of information in there. It sets an agent up with all the knowledge they need, and then it also teaches them how to communicate it effectively to prospects. That's two avenues, right? Take in the knowledge and then communicate it.
Yep.
And then you've got us as support. So, you've got regular mastermind calls and such that I conduct on a weekly basis. If people need illustration support, we help them with that. It's designed to help them grow a business, and they keep 100% of their cases. We set them up with agencies like yours and different companies and leverage our relationships to get them a higher payout right off the get-go. So my mindset is, hey, if they want the training, we charge a low flat fee. And then this way they can get the training. They don't have to give up a case share or anything like that. And it works out for everyone.
Do you want to customize, like take those last couple of comments a step further? Let's say that you're connected with a Mass Mutual agency or a New York Life agency or any kind of career agent type shop. Do you want to implement that training in a shop like that and customize the content? Or
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, okay.
Absolutely. We've got a couple companies in there right now, and it's a program that's never ending. You know this, the industry updates constantly. If there's a dividend update, new content has to be created on that, what policies look like, illustrations, historical policies. We've got data on that. But to answer your question, absolutely. In my experience, like if you were to talk to an agency, like a Mass Mutual agency, and it could be anywhere in the country, they are often very good at what they do, which could be basic whole life insurance sales. Maybe it's fee-based planning. They bundle long-term care. But when you get an individual that's looking at putting $100,000 per year into a cash value life insurance policy, and they were to really press a Mass Mutual or a Guardian or any career agent to say, hey, how do you maximize this cash value further? How do you make it flexible? How's the lister work? How's the ailer work, the payler, these different riders, flexibility? A lot of them would struggle as far as just knowing the information, because you got to look it up online or ask a manager. It's confusing. And then communicating it is a completely different ballgame, explaining the different riders and such. So the program is really how I learned it over the years. One, taking it in, and then two, effective means to communicate it to prospects and clients. So like if I'm going to explain to you, hey, with Mass Mutual, they're typically an inflexible company, but you can actually make payment adjustments one time per year without any medical underwriting. They've got another rider that permits a bit more flexibility. We can add funds 3 times per year without any underwriting. That's a nice feature where most people in the business that write Mass Mutual or just basic whole life insurance might think,
Don't know.
They don't know. That's the thing. So, if I can spend whatever, per month or per year to get that knowledge, all of a sudden my sales increase by 30%. We use this training for our agents over the span of 2020. We're up about 150%, 2.5 times is our increase. So, I mean, it's a very effective, 1.5 times, I'm sorry. It's effective, but it's more so taking the training in, applying it in our practice then, and then you've got us as a resource. I mean, it's not something I just want to sell and say, hey, here you go, see you later. It gives everyone the opportunity to tie in via mastermind calls where they can ask direct questions. We go through how to design a policy. When we design it, here's the right buttons to push, and then here's how you explain it, and here's what to look out for. There's a lot, as I'm talking a lot here.
How much did your kind of more formalized sales training influence this training platform? Meaning, is this, a lot of times, sales, whether you're selling life insurance or widgets or, pallets of something, a lot of times the sales principles boil down to, a lot of the same kind of principles. And how much of that came from the training you went through with Grant Cardone versus how much of it was experience with the business and with the sales process?
Absolutely. Really good question. So the experience with the business, all the technical details, that was experience over the years. And anytime there's an update, I will take the time to read through it several times, and then people hear me in my office talking out loud, rehearsing it, and say, okay, I've got this thing that doesn't make sense. How do I articulate it and keep it accurate when I'm communicating to individuals? Then after 1,000 times, we'll record it so other people can see it too. So the business standpoint, the technical details, that came from experience. I mean, I'm in my 10th year now. It'll be 10 full years in April. Just time and repetition.
I'd argue that your 10 years looks like other people's 25 or 30 years, because I mean, you pack a lot of, you really pack a lot of self-education into your time.
Thanks. I mean, OCD, I'm addicted to it in a lot of ways. Yeah. If you look at my family, especially I'm one of 4 boys, and we all have OCD, call it an addictive personality towards one thing or another. Mine for years was, working out, in college, track and field. I've learned to channel that. My wife, Tara, helps me a lot as far as keeping balance and such in place. But it's definitely that, like the OCD and the addictive personality. Okay, I want to get it. I want to master it and make sure it's perfect so people get it. But that's why.
Working well.
Yeah, no, thanks. Thanks. When I get enough sleep. So
that's like the industry experience side of things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then from more of like a pure sales perspective, how did that play in?
So working with Grant, and especially Steve at his office, Steve Spray has been a huge help as far as just ideas, and their sales platform, their training platform is Cardone University. They've got that synced up with a company, Lightspeed, where the actual training program is hosted, and you can track everyone's performance. Are they going through the training? People that train more, you see their statistics go up as far as sales and follow-up. So we partnered with the same company, modeled it after him, completely different. How can I put this, vibe, in the sense where Grant stuff is pure sales. The follow up and customer service in Grants is phenomenal. That's what I've enjoyed the most. But I did mesh some of it. I mean, I will tell you that my personality, the sales training from Grant is great, and I've taken a lot of the stuff from that. But I make it a point in our business to model it more like Amazon, where you can show all the options. I don't want to push people in a direction, because if someone that does that to me and it doesn't work out after the fact, I got a problem with that. So a lot of the idea was 100% influence from them. Just when you look at how we set it up, just light speed, it looks like Cardone University, the training, the organization. I mean, I saw a system that worked, so we implemented that and put our own flavor and our own theme on it. So to answer your question, combination of both, just experience and then working with a coach that had already figured it out. Instead of just buying his services, I said, okay, how's he actually operating his business? And let's apply that in our business. And it's helped us grow. Yeah.
It's interesting you mentioned Amazon, because I think that, while COVID and this pandemic has been, really horrible for a lot of people, challenging for a lot of people, I do feel like one positive for our business is that it's forced this digital interaction, ease of doing business. We were way behind on ease of doing business. I think we still are in our business, but I think it's forcing some real change where, you and I can have this type of meeting multiple times a week on a regular basis. And we're, a solid hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, maybe away from each other geographically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point, and I would fully agree with you on that. With the insurance industry as a whole being behind in terms of innovation and technology and how they interact and conduct business, it is relative, when you compare to other industries, they are behind. Now, what's interesting is, I like studying companies and such. The former CEO of Guardian, Deanna Mulligan, I always pronounce the last name wrong. She did a great job with the company, and she actually just wrote a book. I ordered it. I haven't got a chance to read it all. I've glanced at a couple sections. But what she did with the company, they made a push at Guardian to do what I didn't see other companies doing, as far as huge investment in technology, big push towards AI, artificial intelligence, gathering data from an actuarial standpoint, an underwriting standpoint. And at first, back in 2008 when she took over, I would probably say most people thought she was nuts or what they were doing.
That was early for that.
Yeah. But when you look at them now, I do see them from a business perspective. I mean, a lot of it's streamlined. And I mean, I think she's still on the board. She's not the CEO, her tenure was up. But when I look at that kind of stuff, I've seen her do that. And Guardian is a great company, one of the four. So is Mass. Everybody has their pros and cons. But one thing I've noticed, just from an innovation and, hey, let's push forward, they did a fantastic job there. And it's not just because you're immediately equipped. There she is, building it from the get-go. She's got a team to say, okay, let's keep on working on it. We got a million headaches, but then you're prepared for when this time comes. I would say it gave them an edge from a technology standpoint, just relative to what I saw in different companies and such. But that's one area of.
No, I was reading an article the other day. Something popped up on LinkedIn, and it was about the complexities of a life insurance, of a purchase of life insurance, and it was kind of like all these warnings for consumers, pretty clearly driven at, you need to call me, the advisor, to help you with this complex situation, which it can be complex, but at the end of the day, I don't think the industry's worked hard enough to really simplify.
No.
And get to a point where there's real clear transparency and simplification of action. And here's the next step. And there shouldn't be 10 steps. It's, follow these 2 steps and you're done.
That is a great point, especially when you mention here's the steps. You've got to call me for the help or the customized plan, and I can build everything out for you. And really, that's what our training program emphasizes is like you don't need to do that. And you can actually have even a better relationship with your clients and such. Because like I found that the whole process, sitting down with people, having several meetings, not everyone wants to do that. Most people don't. Some do, and you can always do it with them. I mean, we'll always invest time with our clients. They're paying, they're buying policies, they're purchasing with us. I mean, we're going to prioritize them, but not everybody wants that. So my big thing is, how do you make everything transparent for the client, but how do you make it convenient? So instead of having 4 or 5 meetings with them, how do you get them all the information in a convenient and a simple way so it doesn't go over their head in 1 to 2 meetings, or provide information? And when I came up in the industry, that kind of stuff was always told that can't be done. We got to sit down and talk. We got to have a phone call. And it was just sitting down and saying, you know what? No, like what things do I learn when I don't have to talk to people? When I buy a product because I can get all the information online, or someone sends me a video, whatever it might be. Like you can do the same thing. It just takes time, trial and error, collect data to see what works and what doesn't work. And then when you refine it, then you can just go full speed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to, I think this is a great new start for you. And, I'm looking forward to trying. I really feel like over the years, training has been stagnant at the agency level. And it's tough to, I look at new people coming into the business. I don't know how they do it if they don't have a natural market, or if they don't have somebody at the agency level really strong that they can team with. Yeah. So I think this is really important. I would urge everybody to check out Steve. You can find Steve Parisi on YouTube. Just a ton of video content. If you want to talk about whole life or disability or long-term care, look me up, Mike Courtney, Mass Mutual, Eastern Pennsylvania. And, we're still cranking away. I got about a week left before my Mass Mutual year end, and then maybe take a couple days to relax here.
Yeah.
For the holidays.
Yeah, definitely recharge while you can. This year, everybody's been working from home. Most people have, but I'll personally say this: I feel like it's just been the busiest, craziest year ever. I mean, from a business flow, but also just when working with people. Like I think working from home and everybody getting thrown off of their normal habits.
Everybody's off. Everybody's off.
So people we're frustrated naturally. So like that's a big thing. Like when you talk to people, like, hey, you got to give them the time of the day, listen, sometimes let them vent. Remember, they're human beings like you and I. Treat them that way, and it'll work out well. But no, I'm with you. So the rest, make sure you take it.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for your insight.
Likewise. Thanks so much, Mike.